So you guys are learning about reflexive verbs right now. You can think of a reflexive verb as having 3 parts. So you can think of it as having the say at the end, and that's usually how you know it's reflexive, if it ends in that say. And then, so that's the first part. The second part is the AR, or if it was ER or IR, pretty much the last 2 letters that you end up conjugating, and then the beginning part of the word. So let's say you actually want to conjugate. You want to identify who's doing the action. For example, let's go with yo. You want to say, I am doing this. I am calling myself. So the yo form, you want to match it up because it's in the top left corner, just like in the little chart. And then you start off with playing with the say. You chop off the say and you move it out front. So just to visualize that. But this isn't necessarily going to stay as a say. You're going to change this into one of these depending on which one this matches up with. So it's yo. So you go to yo, top left, that would be may. So this is actually going to be may. And that's the first thing you want to conjugate out of this. Next you want to do a normal conjugation. Yamar, it kind of looks just like a normal present tense verb. So you have an AR, and just like if it was anything else, you go to the yo form, and it's an AR, so it'll have an AR ending. You find the yo, so it ends in O. So this is actually going to be me llamo. And that's how you conjugate that, or saying that I want to call myself. So let's, just for some more practice, let's say you want to conjugate llamarse in the to form, so you call yourself. You start off with the say, you want to work with that first. You find it on the chart, to, middle left. So you start off with the say, that's going to turn into te. So you start off with te. And then you're left with the yamar part, and the AR. So an AR ending, and then in the to form, so middle left, AR ending, so that's going to end in AS. So llamas, because you keep this part and then you change the last 2 letters. So te llamas is how you conjugate that. Let's say you're trying to conjugate llamarse with the ella form, so you start with the say, and matching up on the chart, that's ella, and then say. That actually stays the same as just say. So you're going to have say, and then you're left with the yamar. So just like any normal verb, you conjugate the AR, so it's an AR verb. You go to aya, and then match that up, so that's an A. So just normal conjugating yama, because the first part of the word stays the same, and the last 2 letters change to adopt that ending. So that's how you conjugate llamarse into ella, se llama, so she calls herself. Feel free to pause and try this. Otherwise, so nosotros, llamarse, you're trying to conjugate this into the nosotros form, so start with the se. Nosotros up here, so the se turns into nos. Nos is my favorite. Nos. And then you're left with the llamar, the AR in the nosotros form, that's amos. So you keep the beginning, and then you add, or you change the last two letters AR into amos. So let's say you're doing llamarse with vosotros. Start with the se, you match it up, vosotros. So that's going to change to os. Se comes out in the form of os. You're left with the yamar, and it's an AR ending, so you go to the chart, vosotros, and then that changes to ice. So you keep the first part of the word, and then you change the last 2 letters to ice. It's kind of a funny spelling, but os llamais is how you say you will call yourself. Last one. So llamarse, say, AS. So the say changes into say, stays the same. So it starts with say. You're left with the yamar, the AR, and that's the AES form. So as, and then in the AR form that changes to an. So keep the base of the word, yam, and then the AR turns into yaman. So you have seyaman is they call themselves.